sitting there talking to Tyson Jost, and he said he got a lot of good feedback from the coaches about his play, and just, how interested are you to get him back in there tonight?
Very interested. Yeah, it was not an easy decision to take him out. Obviously, the results following him coming out of the lineup weren't good enough. So it looks like even I can tell you as a coach, you think, you have to make decisions every day, and with younger teams and developing teams, you're making more decisions, and the business. Some of them work, some of them don't, and Tyson has been great for us. He is a guy that we claimed, and he has done a tremendous job, and I think our coaching staff that has worked with him has done a tremendous job. Big part of it is communication, to help him move along, knowing that and feeling that he's got a skill level that he's reached in a base. And a big part of that was him seeing the base that he's had to move along. I think he's done a great job with it, and I think he'll come back in the lineup and be a good influence and steadying force for us.
Even though you told him it wasn't based on play and all that, I mean, could you tell he was so stung by it, I guess? I mean, that it kind of, hits him, but playing well.
He has a perspective that maybe others don't. I mean, he was in Colorado, then in Minnesota, then we were fortunate enough that we picked him up on waivers this year. So he has had a perspective of, things could be a lot worse. My point to him was to reassure him that this decision is not rooted in any lack of confidence in him. I mean, we had Victor Olofsson came in the lineup that night and had 2 goals. So we had capable guys not in the lineup as well, and I think that's part of it. But communicating to him right away that this is not, oh, here we go again. When you have a player that's gone through those and situations of, he's with his 3rd organization in a short time, we wanted to make sure, and I did personally, to him, that this is not here we go again. So, and that night we elected to put a couple of fresh guys in, knowing, and the rest of our group didn't look too fresh to me compared to the 2 that did go in.
Greenway is a little banged up. Do you anticipate him being in tonight or not?
He's not going to be in. Yeah, he's not. He's not fit for how we need him to play, and so it's not appropriate to have him in. He's nursing something that needs to be resolved.
Anybody else in terms of banged up?
No, we should have the same group, if I'm not mistaken, as we did the other day. No change on the defensive end, and move forward.
Both of these teams are coming off 7-0 losses. I mean, that hasn't happened in the league in like 30 years. So does that add even more to the start than a normal game? That both of them have a lot to probably prove to themselves, and just that they can bounce back a little?
Yeah, and I mentioned this is a time of year that there's some turnover in the league, and this has been a big year for it, where positions within the league are changing, and the hockey world sees it and feels it. And so you get to this point of the year, and we're feeling pressure that we've talked about, and look around the league. They're fighting for the playoff spot, and that happens to them. Pittsburgh fighting for a playoff spot, and they're not winning like they used to. In Detroit, and the same thing. So these teams that are, there's a whole psychology to it that I think, these teams are trying to push through, and they're probably in a similar situation we are. You start to tighten up a little bit, and it doesn't work well in this business.
Aaron progressing that he could be available.
He is progressing, and yes, because he's progressing, he could be available soon. He should be available soon, based on the progression, no setback, and what that means is probably a few days, Bill.
You mentioned seeing teams like Pittsburgh and Detroit, everybody around in the same race kind of slipping up at the same time. Does that add a little bit to the psychological frustration that there are opportunities there to gain and
It does.
climb up, and then it slips out of your hand?
Very, very simple. It really is hard to swallow. It is. I mean, I know you guys feel the same way. Anybody watching us does. You're right there. Other teams are everybody's given each other opportunity, it seems, within the race there, and yeah, it's extremely frustrating. And you gotta seize better control of what you have control over and block out what may otherwise be felt